Ryan Spann, aka Superman, is facing off against Robert Valentin. Um, I just want to say I think it's perfect timing that Robert Spann is fighting the card after James Gunn's Superman has been released. Um, if he wins, this guy might even be able to go see his favorite superhero in the theater after celebrating his win. So I think this is a very high stakes potential win-win for this guy. Second off, Ateba Gautier is fighting off against Robert Valentin. Um, the reason I'm including this is because I saw a TikTok where someone said that Ateba Gautier fights in the street of Africa. So, Robert Valentin has also one of the most interesting tattoos that I've seen. He's got the Roblox logo on his right shoulder. But then I saw a badass TikTok of him where at this ceremonial weigh-in, he'd had like a fist bump, head shake, like battle scream with someone on his team, and his tattoos they're like Viking tattoos. So this guy's definitely got some warrior energy, kind of like a Yuri Prohaska. Next up is Patricio Pitbull versus Dan Ige. Pitbull, the Bellator champion, who made his UFC debut at 314 against Yair Rodriguez, who unfortunately lost that fight. So this fight's very important to see if Bellator guys are washed when they come to the UFC. If that's true, of course we have old man Michael Chandler, who is on a losing streak in the UFC right now. But is old man Patricio Pitbull next? This fight is very important to see if Bellator guys are actually good, or if he goes on a Tony Ferguson type loss streak. But Dan Ige, he's a good fighter. I believe he won his recent performance. Um, so yeah, that's an interesting matchup to see. Kevin Holland, Trailblazer, one of my favorite prospects to watch for the sole reason that he fights so much. It is so easy to become a fan of this guy because he goes out there and he fights like every 2 or 3 cards. This guy just fought at 316 the Marab versus O'Malley card, which was literally like a month or two ago. So this guy's a super active fighter. He's got a mouth. He's got a fun style to watch. He goes out there and he shit talks people in the fight. Recently at 316, he actually won with like a ninja kind of Darce choke, which was very impressive. And after that win, he got to meet the president. So he's a very interesting fighter, and glad to see him back here. Next up, we've got Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. Um, Paulo Costa, who is one of the UFC's resident bodybuilders, along with Sage Northcutt and Yoel Romero, who are actually fighting for the last creatine in the gym back there. Um, Obviously, next to Paulo Costa, we have his secret juice, Trenbolone acetate. But I think this is an interesting fight to see. He's fighting a Russian guy, so this really answers the age-old debate: who wins, bodybuilders versus Russian guys? But of course, the big ticket item, the main event, is Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. And let's just start off with Max blessed Holloway. Um, he just lost his last fight to Ilia Topuria, but that was at featherweight and after he just cut down from lightweight. But Ilia is also on a generational run right now. And Ilia Topuria literally put Charles Oliveira on a t-shirt. I mean, you can look at this TikTok shop listing I found on my For You page of Ilia Topuria literally flatlining Charles. I don't understand how they can put AI on a t-shirt. They're selling AI art. Like, that picture is not real. And the disrespect to Charles Oliveira is crazy on the TikTok shop. But going back to Max Holloway, he is entering his prime in this fight, 33 years old, which is usually the prime for these lighter fighters. Um, I think that Max Holloway is just going to starch Dustin Poirier in this fight. Well, you might say Max and Dustin have fought twice in the UFC, Both times Dustin won. In the first fight, Dustin got Max with a mounted triangle. He got the armbar and he got Max to verbally tap. In the second fight, Dustin outstruck Max and edged him out to a decision. However, in this third fight, I think Holloway is going to win by a late round TKO or knockout around the fourth or fifth round. And the reason I think this is because Max Holloway has really bulked up to lightweight now. He's officially gone from featherweight. He did not fight for the interim title, or actually, sorry, the vacant title. And he's a full-time lightweight now. He holds the BMF there. That's why Ilia didn't take the BMF from him. But he's got that lightweight power. He flatlined Gaethje at 300, put him on the canvas as a lightweight. And Gaethje's beat Poirier, and I think Max can really just secure it against Dustin. He's younger man, and he's got lighter man skill. However, talking about Dustin Poirier, the diamond here, you cannot count this guy out of the fight. He's 36, which is not the worst age. He's not old man Michael Chandler. Um, but he lost his last fight to Makhachev. But this guy has fought the best of the best in the UFC. He's fought Islam, BSD, Gaethje, Chandler, Oliveira, Connor, lifting weights McGregor 3 times, Hooker, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. This guy is just top of the top, an elite fighter. He's only fought the best of the best. He's been playing his career on hard mode. He's the best to never win gold. This guy's honestly champion material. But coming into this fight, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he has got some hands. He's outstruck Max Holloway before, notably in their second fight, and he's got jiu-jitsu. He submitted Max Holloway in their first fight, and Dustin Poirier has been talking about how he wants to jump the gilly going into this fight. This guy almost submitted Khabib with that. Khabib, however, is the best grappler and obviously learned how to escape Dustin's guillotine. But I think Dustin really poses a grappling threat here against Max Holloway. Obviously, you're going to say Max Holloway has some elite level takedown defense, but Dustin Poirier is a black belt. He's good at takedowns. I think he can wrestle with Holloway, and he can definitely land some wrestling shots in there and potentially take Holloway to the ground and just submit him. It's also an important factor to mention that Max Holloway is 0-3 against Volkanovski, so he's already 0-3 in one trilogy. And if he loses against Dustin Poirier tonight, he will be 0-3 in another trilogy. So if he loses, he will be 0-6 in trilogy fights. So it's very important that he wins this fight and he doesn't, have that rep around him. I would also like to mention that Max is the overall betting favorite in this fight. At the end of the day, I think Holloway will ultimately win this fight. Max is entering his prime age. He has only recently lost to Ilia, and he has displayed a withering effect at lightweight. I think Holloway is going to have some lighter man skill mixed with lightweight power. I think Holloway's shots are going to wither up and chip up against Dustin Poirier, and he's going to secure a KO, TKO in the later rounds. That being said, I would not be surprised if Dustin submits Max or edges out a decision win. I guess we will wait and see when Little Rain wraps the BMF belt around the winner on Saturday, July 19th at UFC 318 from New Orleans, Louisiana.